No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today, I'm very, very honored to be in the presence of royalty in this rap game. My man, Rich Homie Quan, is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey,
it's great to have you in, man.
Baby.
Yeah, it's a fucking legend in our midst. Like, I spent a lot of time throughout my life listening to your shit, and when I was getting ready for this interview, it was like a big reminder of like, damn, we really did listen to these tapes a million fucking times at a certain point.
Streaming started, man. So, you know, I'm a little upset. I got to get some of this new money because at that time, you know, it wasn't screaming then. So,
right.
But I'm excited about the comeback or the recenter. I don't like the definitely a comeback, but the recenter. You know
we could go through the whole career, but why do you feel like you're ready for a comeback now, and what's different right now than a couple years ago?
Well, for one, I'm all the way indie. You know what I mean? So with me being indie now, that was a big part of the comeback. I got more creative control. A lot of niggas say CEO, but I had to differentiate the artist from the CEO Quan, and that was a hard transition. You know what I'm saying? So like now, I'm way more excited about the independent. I make way more money. I get my check first.
So you were in the position where you were the most famous that you'd ever been in your life, and you were getting all this attention. You're one of the most talked about people in the rap game, but the checks weren't necessarily equaling out to the work and the success that you felt like you were putting in?
Yes, of course. I would say that. I wouldn't even say the checks weren't equaling out. They was equaling out. I was just getting paid late. Like, my shit wasn't coming in on time. You know what I'm saying? And you go, you know, like, us rappers, like, show money be so good. You know what I mean? I ain't know nothing about no BMI until my nigga. You feel me? Because my nigga jumped off before some type of way.
Right. And so you said this in another interview, but you didn't even know who YG was. No. And you just laid that hook. Just fucking around. Did you make 5 other songs during that session, or what was that like?
The session was like I say, Fly told me to pull up at Patchwork, which is a known studio in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, go meet YG. And I'm like, bro, and it was a holiday. It might have been my grandma's birthday or something, my son's birthday. I forgot what was going on. Like, I had Boosie at my grandma's house. I'm like, bro.
You were tight with Boosie like that?
Man, yeah, man. Boosie pulled up on Gresham. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, man, all right, Fly, man, I'm going to trust you on this. So I go. When I go, I'm thinking, when I first see Mustard, I'm like, what's up, boy? What's up, boy? I'm thinking Mustard YG. Because I don't know. I didn't know. I dealt Mustard up. My boy like, but that's not YG. That ain't him. YG came in. I ain't talked to YG a lot because I was talking after I knew Mustard was the producer. Now we're just going through beats.
So, but YG's already he's a new artist then. But then, right? Like, basically.
He's
not even like out yet because that was his first big song, right?
Yeah, because Def Jam had him with Jeezy, so that's really what it was. Like, I do fuck with Jeezy hard. He started fucking with Jeezy, and Jeezy had done set up so much stuff for me with the Avion deal, with the 80-something with the clothing line deal. So it was more so like, man, shit, big bro want me to go. He fooling with us, so I'm gonna go.
But also, like, the rap scenes all over the country are like different fucking countries in a lot of ways, where like the dudes in Texas do not really know. They might know every rapper in Texas and down south or whatever, but they don't necessarily know what's going on in LA. Some people do, but not everybody. Like, there's in Atlanta, come on, what's going on in LA? It's like what's going on in France.
Yeah, because it's so much. We all got different cultures. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
so it's like,
yeah.
You might not hear.
But in Atlanta, you'll know about 1,000 rappers that we don't know about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, who's probably getting paid on shows and, you know, having motion is what we call it.
Who's fake popping? Who's really popping?
Yeah, it's a lot of fake popping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fake popping.
Yeah. Easier than ever to be fake popping. Actually, no, SoundCloud era was when it was really easy to be fake popping.
Yeah, SoundCloud era messed up music.
You feel like that?
Oh, yeah.
What was your perspective on that?
I'm in love with music so much, and ain't nothing against the SoundCloud rappers who pop, because I'm not against no nigga getting no money, but I mean, it took away from like the lyrics, like it took away from the rappers putting in footwork. You know what I'm saying? Being foot soldiers or going to mingle with the DJs and building the records up, you know what I'm saying, or having those relationships. Or just like I said, it took away the footwork. It made everybody thought they could be a rapper. So now the content is not about content no more, and it's more about a look.
Right, well, because you had to blow up without the internet. and then the internet helped you blow up after you already had some motion, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you were like a poppin' internet rapper in a sense where like the internet was going crazy talking about you.
Yeah, like before social media was what it is today.
Blogs and all this early
like,
shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like I ain't mad at myself. That's why, but that's part of the motivation. Like, oh nah, man, I want to touch some of this new money. I want to see what the streaming numbers feel like. I don't have a streaming plaque yet. All my plaques are a million, 2 million sold out, like hard copies. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't digitally. I don't have no digital plaque. So I definitely want to get some digital plaques.
It's crazy though when you think about it, because like the SoundCloud era kind of gets that rap of being, you know, the lyrics were stupid, etc., and like everything was just kind of generic. But then at the same time, that's the world that Juice WRLD and XXX came from.
Yes.
There was a lot of people who really like changed the fucking rap
Even
game,
like
but most of
Uzi.
them got their careers cut short, realistically.
Yeah, that. But like like I say, it's always gonna be very few talent that you can feel real talent. But then, like I say in the SoundCloud, like and no against none of the SoundCloud rapper, but like Lil Pump and shit. What's the other one who was with Lil Pump?
Smoke Perp.
Yeah, like it's almost like that shit gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, like we ain't talking about them no more. So it's like that's what I mean. Why we gave anybody a chance to have a voice. Like it wasn't about lyrics no more. It was more about looks and. You know, I'm a hip hop. I love music. I'm musically inclined, so I felt like the SoundCloud took away from the hard work that us real artists put in.
Interesting. Okay, but take me back in time to like exactly what was going on in your life when you decided that you wanted to get into rap, because you were in the streets for a while before that. Yeah. What age were you, and what was this decision to make music like?
Well, like to be honest, man, I started playing the trumpet at age. Well, I probably like in the 3rd grade. I was playing the trumpet, but I was playing baseball the whole time, so I never took music seriously. But like when I look at God and the way God works, like He's always thrown signs in my face. So like I say, I played trumpet from 3rd grade to middle school.
Right.
I stopped at middle school because you had to get up at 10 o'clock and go to the football games, and I did not want to. I felt like that was lame. Like, I'm not finna be in the trumpet. I want to be up there with my buddies and the girls. You know, by halftime we turned.
A lot of extracurricular activities end up by the wayside. Once dudes want to be cool and kick it with girls and be on some fun shit.
So even so now we transferred to high school. High school, no, I'm not doing the band. My dad bought my first. He ended up buying me a trumpet. I had a Bach. I was the only one in school with because everybody used to rent. Get to take home the school instruments. My dad bought me a Bach. I told the teacher and the teacher in middle school, you can keep it, bro. I ain't doing no band, and so now I'm going to high school. As I transition to high school, I know I don't want to be in the band. I'm starting to like music a little more, but I'm still I feel like baseball is my way out. 9th grade year, as a freshman, I win Mr. Baseball. You feel me? Like over all I'm transferring to a new school out of different zones, so I was like the new student. So it's like you got to think about the 12th graders who have been promos, who have been there. Like I was that guy in baseball. You know what I'm saying? But in the back of my mind, I like music, so I took a music appreciation class. So this not the band, but it's music appreciation class.
And what kind of shit they teaching you in there? Like classical and like all different types of music?
It was more so just identifying music notes, learning how to read music on paper.
Right.
But I end up meeting this dude named Demetrius. And because at this time, he was the only one. He was like, bro, yeah, I got my shit on the CD. And I was like, how you get your shit on the CD? I was still rapping on karaoke with a tape, would get an instrumental, get a tape, listen to a tape, and hook something up to the tape where it transfers to the CD.
Right.
So he was like, man, you got to get this Adobe edition 1.5. 9th grade.
Adobe, but I like that you say Adobe.
Yeah, Adobe edition. Adobe edition 1.5. And that's when I started recording myself. So now I'm recording myself. I got it on CDs. We're going up higher now. Now in baseball, I'm starting to lose focus. Cause I like the music, but I'm shy. Don't nobody know I rap. But
and baseball's got to take a lot of discipline too, right? You're like working your ass off, or were you getting by on natural talent?
I was getting by on natural talent. I had been playing baseball since I was 4.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So by high school, like I'm good, but now I'm starting to smoke weed, so I can't get to them ball. Smoking weed. I'm starting to I done jumped out the porch
Right.
in high school. But I'm still loving music, man. I'm in the studio. I'm recording myself. My dad bought me a Toshiba. Remember I said it right? The Toshiba.
I'm not sure about that one.
Old computers. I had a Toshiba.
Okay.
But the Toshiba had a built-in microphone on it. Like, I'm not even knowing. So I would play an instrumental. That's, I think, when BearShare. BearShare was how LimeWire.
Yeah.
I would go in there and just download instrumentals and just rap over them in front of the computer with no mic. Because the mic, I would have like Apple headphones. Apple headphones. It's like the first Apple. Like, I would have those headphones. I would put them in and I would rap. You know what I mean? And I would convert those over to a CD. You feel me? And it's like 12th grade, I get in my first studio. But I don't get in the first studio. I'm not going there for a session. I'm just going there because my best friend at the time, Jerry, he was like, bro, my stepdad, man, he fooled with Mr. Big Time. Mr. Big Time had this song, check my footwork, check my footwork. You ain't got D. And that shit had, like, it was in the ATL
Snap
movie.
music era?
Yes, exactly. Like, around that time.
Sounds like I got me some bathing names. That family?
Around that time, though.
Yeah.
It's got to be around, like, 04.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, 04.
Oh, okay, so that's real early. That's like Lil Jon type era.
Nah, I take that back. It's like, because I'm like, probably like 07.
Okay,
I haven't graduated yet.
Yeah.
Like 07. So we doing that. But I go in the studio as really working. He just brought me up there. Nobody knew I rap. I'm just observing. You know what I'm saying? I know I record myself.
That's step one in Atlanta. It's not about like you actually recording in the studio. It's about you having a homie who's in the studio that lets you be in the studio long enough that you might be able to hop on at some point.
You feel me? So Mr. Big Time, he that guy, so he don't mind me being at the studio. So I'm up there just soaking game, and I might have been up there for at least 3 months before I told anybody I could rap. So 3 months that I might have been like at that an intern, but not even knowing I'm an intern at that time. You know what I mean? Going from my mama hated me being up there, but that's what I wanted to do because at this time I done quit the baseball. The coach getting on my nerve, and I just like, this is what I want to do now. I'm starting to let my buddies know, like, bro, I want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Who are the GOATs to you at that point? Who are you looking at like, these are the fucking guys, these are who are motivating me to make music, these are the flyest dudes that I want to have their lifestyle. Who are you looking at?
High school, I'm looking at Fabulous. I'm looking at Jeezy. I'm looking at Tip and Boosie. You know what I'm saying? And Boosie. So I forgot where I was at, but yeah. So now I'm in the studio and working. So 3 months I'm in the studio.
Right.
So out of 3 months, so I hear my boy Mun, he making beats. He a chef now. Mun making beats. I'm like, bro, I can write on it. I think I sound hard on this beat. He let me go in there and get on the beat. I go crazy. They were like, man, when you know you can rap? I just sat in the back. I'm like, yeah, man. So the people in the studio started focusing on me. But I'm noticing, like, I feel like it's a little hate in there because there's a lot of different artists in there. And I'm the youngest one. They see my talent, so I don't feel like my mix is sounding right. So what I do is, like, the studio ended up getting shut down. I told my mama, I'm in 12th grade, Mom, for graduation, just buy me a setup for the studio. She got me a laptop. I had a microphone. And at that time, Pirate Bay was hot. So I
was a heavy Pirate Bay user.
So I got Pro Tools. I got Pro Tools on there. I'm making beats at the time. So when I graduated, but keep in mind, I got a full scholarship to go play baseball at Fort Valley. You know what I'm saying? I go down there for 2 weeks. Oh, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm broke as hell. This ain't it. I'm gonna go back home.
Why? Just hard work and just.
It wasn't the work was hard.
I'm imagining baseball being like hella hard work. I don't know.
Nah, it was just so
You
easy.
seem like you were just chilling.
I love baseball. Like you gotta think that I played baseball from 4 to 18.
Right. So it's just fun. It's not like
it was a fun. It was like a natural talent.
What position you play?
I play center field and second base.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Well, growing up, I was second base. By the time I got to high school, they moved me to center field.
Is center field like a little bit? Is that more difficult than like left field or right field?
Nah, center field is it's more like the captain of the so it's a diamond. So you got the shortstop.
You're the captain of the outfield.
Yes, the shortstop is the captain of the infield. You got the center fielder being the captain of the outfield.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you though, like coming up at that time, is being a baseball player, does that make you lit? Or is it, because I'm thinking like the basketball players are super lit. Baseball in the black community, I feel like they know about it, but it's maybe not like the cool thing. It was lame?
But like to me, in my mind, like, I didn't look at it lame. I still like looked at it like, but I always looked at it like I want to be baseball. They got the biggest salary.
Baseball's not hip hop.
It's not hip hop.
Let's be real.
Yeah, it's not hip hop. But like I said, like in my mind, like I'm old. I'm Googling. Baseball make more money than all the sports. So that's how I'm thinking.
Right, because it's the biggest sport.
Yes.
Which is actually crazy, and I didn't know that until I met a baseball player recently.
Man,
yeah.
but you got to think about, man, after what? 149 games a year, 151, something like that's half a year, damn near.
Right.
As many, 163. Something, don't quote me, but there are a lot of games, so they get paid a lot of money. But I was dedicated to that. I was dedicated to baseball from 4 to 17 years old. So I felt like I retired when I started wanting to do music.
Right.
So that's when I started focusing on music hard, like when I just quit the baseball team.
Right. And so objectively back then, when you were first getting in the studio and first hopping on tracks, were you all right, or were you a total beginner? Like, how long does it take before you really start getting your shit together?
It's me being honest. Like, I always stood out. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, when I look back at it now, I'm like, that shit was lame. But in the time, in the moment, I always stood out. I was always that guy. From my childhood friends I still know now, like, I always had it.
Because this was the era of people in that genre of trap music and whatever really starting to experiment with their voice, doing more singing type shit. This is like around the era of like OJ coming out, doing the high-pitched ad-libs.
I'm going to tell you who was a big motivation as I'm growing up now too. Like, I saw the rich kids was out. And they in Atlanta and they kids, they younger than me. And I'm like, damn, but the rich kid got some hard songs. They can do it. Let's try to focus on this more. Cause the rich kids like had the Atlanta lit, like they legends in the city to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that's my era, you know what I'm saying? So for me to see the rich kids do it, I'm like, damn, but there's some kids doing it. I'm like, let me take this a little more serious. They doing it, I can do it. So there was a lot of motivation to me too, and I ain't never said that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's good to know, yeah. But there was just like a lot of...
That was the sound in Young LA, you know what I'm saying? Dro.
And just weird rappers in general. You had never seen weird rappers. Like that weird. Like doing real freaky shit, getting crazy face tattoos. And
who was Travis Porter?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the sound then. But even like, man, we was forming little groups at the hood, because now everybody coming to my house because I got the studio equipment mom bought me. Man, I'm charging $15 an hour. I got nothing to smoke the weed with. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no job. She coming home every day. Quan, you ain't gonna have all these niggas in my house. You know, like, mom, get out and get a job. You know what I'm saying? I go to the airport. I'm at the airport, but I'm still working like on the side. I'm still working on the side. Well, working on the side as far as in studio time. You know what I'm saying? But going to the airport, making me some money. Now I'm smoking better. Now I'm getting a lot. I got money now. Now I got responsibility. Mama don't make me pay a light bill. So now I feel like that's a little adversity to me at that time in my life. So now I got a little bit more to talk about. So that's when I started feeling the confidence in my music.
Right. When did you start to feel the confidence that you could legitimately start experimenting and really just doing different shit in terms of like, because when I think about you and when you really started to make an impact on me, like from hearing your shit, it was just you howling on tracks and just doing wild different vocal things that felt very, very new.
Basically, like, when did I get the confidence to just get creative?
Yeah, because I find it so interesting, because I saw you on another interview basically saying that at the time period where you felt like your music stopped moving as much, it was almost like the same thing, that you got a little too creative and you were getting a little too wild with it. So it's like, it's an interesting narrative for a rapper that I haven't really heard before, where it's like your creativity and your willingness to just like turn it up and just get abstract as fuck on songs is kind of like your gift and your curse, that you need to like figure out how to rein it in, or how far you should take it.
For sure that. I would definitely say that came from jail. You know what I'm saying? So after, like, it's not like, and it's still the story, like I say. So after I'm doing the job, I get fired at the job. I get fired from the airport. So now the music, like, everybody in the hood, or everybody who's coming to record, knowing like Quan really focusing on himself more. He don't want to be in the group no more, because I'm starting to know, like, I can feel like I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? So now, I go to jail, and jail is really what piped me up, man, because even in jail, I go back to me being shy. I got a microphone tattooed on my arm, so I was in jail for 15 months. So I'm in jail 15 months. I ain't started rapping till like 4 to 5 months in. So it was this dude came in named Tomahawk. You know, beating on the desk, like beating, rapping. So, and he rapped one day, and the whole dorm go crazy at him. I'm talking about like crazy. But in my mind, in the competitiveness in me, I'm like, man, they just went, I'm harder than this. That same night, I go out there and write. That same night, I go to my room. I stay up late, I write me a rap. So the next day, they come out, they beating on the chest again. I was like, bro, I want to rap. They were like, who, Queasy? Because in jail, they call me Queasy Rich. So they were like, Queasy, you want to rap? I'm like, yeah, let me go one time. And when I rap, bro, the look on the dude's faces, bro, I was like, man, the look on their faces just showed me like, boy, I can go home and take over the world. But these niggas, and you know, niggas are your worst critics. And I'm in here with murderers. I'm in here with everybody that's gonna fight my case. You know what I'm saying? And from that day forward, man, I just started writing. I'm talking about writing every day at them. Like, I might have came home with like over 300 songs. But what's so crazy is I be in the dorm writing for them, like writing for snacks. You feel me? Quan cranked the Rich Homie radio, the Queasy Rich radio. Everybody knew I was screaming Rich Homie, but they were calling me Queasy Rich. You know what I'm saying? They were like, man, do the radio. I was in there rapping for snacks. You know what I'm saying? And I was in there too. I was cutting hair. My dad was a barber, so I'm in there cutting hair, and I'm in there cutting hair, bro, and rapping to survive in that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But so, okay, at that time period, it feels like prison has like a real effect.
I wasn't in prison.
Oh,
no.
jail. Jail has like a real
jail.
effect on the music though, because you're repeating it in your head over and fucking over. And it just stands out to me that that's kind of the opposite of what you probably do in the studio now, or what people on average do in the studio, where they just go in, lay the shit out, kind of just throw paint at the wall, and then that's it. Whereas, like, you know, I remember having that conversation with PnB Rock like 6 years ago too. Rest in peace, where he was saying,
rest in peace to him, man. That's my dog.
Because he had that one song that was huge with Kodak. I've spent so many years.
Oh man,
hard song that will make a grown man fucking tear up. And I remember him telling me that he was sitting in prison singing that song for years, and the jail was loving it. They were just listening to him sing it and love it. And then he gets out and records it, becomes this big hit. And that occurs to me as like, what did that song sound like when he first sung it? Like, how much better did it get from him just working on it for years and maybe making it sound a little bit better over time? So by the time he finally got to record it, he had done 100 different versions in his head.
You feel me? Exactly. So the confidence, you can hear it, like that song, man. And like I love Kodak for, like, you know what I'm saying? No homo, he dope to me. But PnB, that song there, the pain on that made me fall in love with that dude. You know what I'm saying? But even like me, so like when I'm in jail, when I came home, I made my songs were so jail, I had to transition back to the free world. So it was like I may have recorded 2 songs out of the 200 I wrote because they were written for like inmates. So I started making jail music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to just get back adjusted to the free world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I remember talking to Draco the Ruler, rest in peace, who
hard too.
And at one point he was talking about like why he didn't write when he was in prison or whatever, and his version of it was basically like, people don't want to hear that shit. So it's like, I could write about that in my head, and I could write all kinds of shit about jail, but I got to kind of leave that behind when I come back out, because that's alienating to a lot of people, which I found really interesting.
Nah, but I was writing. That was like I was reading. That's when I started reading more. I fell in love with James Patterson, and I would read James Patterson books. And one of the reasons I love James Patterson because his chapters are small. Stephen King, ain't that here author? His chapter's so long, he got them small words, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got these big old eyes, so James Patterson got the big words and like 3 pages every chapter. And I like the way he would get to a point so fast in a chapter with using so less words. So I was studying the authors and putting it back in my rap. But at the same time, like I said, I got like 300 songs when I come home, but I've already observed my favorite author. So it took me maybe like 6 months or a year to get transitioned to the free world. Right. You know what I mean? I met this dude named Teezy. Rest in peace to my dude Teezy. I ended up staying at the studio because when I came home, now I don't got no bedroom, you know what I'm saying? So I'm staying in the garage. You feel me? But I still got my studio set up that she bought me from from graduation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I still got that set up. So now I done set it up in the garage. I got a mattress out there. The swag there. I'm too hard. Like, I done transition now while I'm in the garage. I'm transitioning. I'm doing some of the songs I wrote, you know, but I'm trying to make them fit on beats. And that's like when I just started like coming with the punch.
Right.
That's when I started coming with the punch. Like, man, I don't saw so much shit. And now I know I done been through something. I got a lot of adversity to talk about. I just need to release.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And so how much success did you experience before you ended up signing with, what's his name, Fly?
Like TIG.
So how far did you get before you actually made that connection?
I had, before Fly signed me, I had already did one paid show because I was staying with my mama. You know what I mean? So my traction was already going. Like, this shit was microwave ready, bro, because I came home so ready and so hungry. And that hungry, like that hungriness, I be trying to, like, find it again. And I just told myself, like, you'll never find that hunger again. Only because, like, you're not in them type of situations anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, now I'm like me creating a new hunger, but I came home so hungry, bro. Like, I wasn't taking no. I done just made 32 niggas tell me, like, everybody in here know, like, bro, when you go home, rap. I go home, I come home, I'm rapping, and, like, man, my confidence just grew. Once I started knowing, like, I had to listen to the radio. I listened to the radio, I'm like, I forgot, what was the hottest thing on the radio then? Rats on Rats on Rats. Rats on Rats on Rats on Rats.
Which itself was kind of like a new style. Future was bringing, it was YC and Future.
Yeah, YC and Future, but if you listen to my music, even when I was in jail, I was already singing. Like, I had a song with Hollywood YC, the rapper from Atlanta. We had a song called Stay Down. So I've always been a harmonizer. So once I just heard, like, okay, this what Atlanta on, this the new sound, okay, bet. Let me just, okay, bet. 6 months in, I meet Teezy. So now I go from standing in the garage to, he was blessed enough to let me just stay in the studio. I'd rather sleep in the studio all night, you know what I mean? I got a couch up here, I got my little own section, down in my own room, you know what I mean? And I'm in here working. And what was the name of that? And this is when I did my first mixtape. Still going in. I go in on every song.
What was that right there? You were like singing a bar to remember
I was doing all my mixtapes.
Oh, so you like remember all the names in a row?
I was going to the first one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go in on every song. And then that's what started the Still Going In legacy. And that shit came, because I was in a group with that with my boy, shout out Mafia. We was in a group, but when Teezy died, it's like everybody separated, man. You know what I'm saying? And at that moment, I was like, man, I don't even want to rap no more, because the person, like, shit, who was believing in me, this nigga just died. And for 6 months, I was with him every day.
Really? He got killed, or?
Yeah, a girl killed him.
What?
Yeah, man, a girl killed him, man. My boy was out here, man, you know what I'm saying? Piped up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got killed by a girl, man.
What the fuck? So
I hate her forever.
Did that make it hard for you to keep going in the music game? Like, you must have felt kind of lost, right?
I mean, I was fucked up because, like, I ain't want to rap no more.
Right.
But Mafia, the dude I'm in a group with, Mafia, he lived 4 houses up from my mama. So I'm just still, like, watching how God works. Just listen. He lived 4 houses up from my mama. So one day I'm like, hey, bro, you got the equipment? Because when Teezy died, everybody take everything. I just leave. But I know Mafia had got most of the studio equipment. So I was like, hey, Mafia, you still got the, and I just walk up to his house, you know what I mean? Smile, hey, bro, you got a cigarette? Might go out there and smoke a cigarette with him. You know what I mean? Because now I might just smoke, we'll talk. Because I know it fucked him up. He didn't want to rap no more. I was like, bro, let me see the blue microphone, bro. Because I still had my computer. I've always had my computer. I was like, let me see the blue microphone, bro. I'm going to start back. And it's after the fact I ain't want to rap no more. I'm like, man, the son just told me, like, bro, I want you to rap, bro. Like, you was just feeling yourself so hard. Don't stop. So I meet Mafia in the middle of the street. I walk up the street, he give me the microphone. Mom Duke done moved now. I ain't in the garage no more.
Right.
So now I got my little own room, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing but a mattress in there, ain't got no bed. I got like a chair like that, but it's brown. I sit the computer on the chair. I got the microphone sitting up in the corner, you know what I mean? And I did my first mixtape, all them songs from there. So I say that to say that mixtape is what made Fly from TIG take notice to me.
Okay.
You feel me?
And so everything starts changing once you tap in with him, or like how successful is he at that point? How many connections is he able to start making for you?
A lot.
Shit changes quickly.
That shit changed fast.
Right.
So okay, I was like, okay, so but before that, like he presented me with the paperwork and you know what I'm saying, I stalled him out for damn near 6 months to a year.
Right.
But I'm still recording. So by the time I signed with him,
You felt like you weren't ready to like really be put out there on that level? Like you wanted to keep grinding in the gym?
I'm trying to make sure I sign with a nigga I know who got some money. Like, do we really got some money? Let me do my background, cause I ain't like shit. I know this shit microwave ready, and I know I'm hard. My confidence up. I just got out. My man just died.
Right.
I ain't got like this. All I got. Ain't no backup plan. I'm putting it all on this. So it's more so on, cause a lot of niggas from Atlanta who had money were trying to fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, let me cause Fly had a store that was called Fly Kiss, and Fly Kiss was like, what's
Flight Club or Cool
exactly.
Kicks or...
But it's on Peter Street when you got the pizza. It was like the block. So everybody was just going there and they sold clothes and shoes. But we would go there, not even to buy nothing, just to go there and vibe. So I put the CDs in there and that's what made him call me. You know what I'm saying? So when he called me, I styled him out because everybody hearing the music now. You know what I mean? I got some other niggas hate them. Shout out Stunner Gang, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember Stunner Gang. Shout out T White. Everybody want to sign me.
Right.
But with Fly, I just stalled it out. And right when I signed, that shit took out overnight because keep in mind, I told you I had already booked my first show before I signed.
Right.
Out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattown. $800.
Right.
I knew nothing about a router. I felt like $800 was so much because like, I live with my mama. They finna pay me. I just did this in my room.
Right.
I ain't even did nothing.
Right.
That shit, that first show made me see. The first show, listen, bro. Fly came down to the show though because he was interested, but I hadn't signed yet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like he had his girl with him. I ain't gonna say her name, but he had his girl with him. And bro, that told me like, boy, you got this town fucked up, and nobody from Atlanta know me.
Nobody knows you yet, so you're just like the new hot thing in Atlanta. Yeah,
I just knew it. So that just gave me the confidence. So after that, I signed with Fly. We drop a tape. We drop Still Going In because it started off with I go in on every song.
Right.
We drop Still Going In, and this before Some Type of Way. Before Some Type of Way dropped, bro, I was already a millionaire. Some Type of Way whenever on the radio.
Just from grinding what? Shows and features and shit?
Shows, features, you know. The chicken circuit, they would call it.
The chicken circuit, yeah.
Chicken or whatever.
Because, okay, I was talking to OJ the other day, and he said that he was performing on that shit when he was at his prime, and that he never went above $15,000 a show because people were telling him that basically you don't want to piss the promoters off. You want to stay in good standing with them, so if you start charging too much, they won't book you, so you got to keep it a reasonable rate. And he sounded like he kind of resented the fact that he was given that information because now he's looking at younger rappers from his area making 100 racks for a show type shit or whatever. Like,
I would take them whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I would take them whatever because I had a goal. Like, fuck that, man. I see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait. So then, okay. So now we're going for something. So now with Fly, we done signed. So we're like, look, and I signed for some little shit, bro. Like I said, I'm broke.
right.
You know what I mean? I signed for some little shit, man. 19,000, close to 20,000, 19,500, some shit like that. But I'm so smart. I know if I get the whole song at one time, I'm going to fuck the money up. So in my mind, I was like, look, bro, I divided whatever number he gave me by 52, which is in a year, 52 weeks in a year. And it came out to $400 a week. So for $400 a week, every Friday I would get paid. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, man, but I told him, just keep me, well, he told me, but you got to be in the studio. Well, shit, book the studio. I'm in the studio 5 days a week. You know what I mean? And I'm getting my money. So I'm in the studio from Sunday to Thursday. I get paid Friday. I'm off on the weekend. I'm going to buy clothes and woo-doo. I already did my show. So I'm already, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself. In the midst of that, I do some type of way. And when I do some type of way, I've never picked none of my hits, bro. But when I did that one, I felt like this was the one. So I'm already doing shows, like I told you, before some type of way come out. So I'm doing a show in Cincinnati. Shout out to DJ Fresh. So I had just did the song. My Uncle Meek, he told me, like, Quan, this the one. I already liked the song. So before I go on, hold on, I'm about to burn myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So look, before I go on, I'm gonna play this song.
Right.
So I played it. Nobody never heard, and this before Instagram, so I ain't got no live. Like, we've been listening in the car. I played it. Man, I'm folk. The response I got from the people, I was like, yeah, this the one.
If you weren't around at that time, it might be hard for you to remember how viscerally that song affected people, where people would be jumping out of their fucking chairs singing along to it and shit.
Bro.
Like, that was just really the song for a period of time, dude.
Bro, like, it was a feeling. You know what I'm saying? It was a feeling. And some type of way, like I say, so it happened fast. So keep in mind, I'm getting the $400 every week.
Right.
Make a long story short, from the time I signed, I stopped getting them $400 within 6 months. Because the shit, I wouldn't even stun the 400 no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even when I did the litigation, when I was all the litigation, which you probably saw in interviews,
Right.
I got some of that money back because I never got all my money because I was already up in some type of way. Just took me up through there.
Right. So that changes everything. You're just touring nonstop. You're the dude all of a sudden.
I'm that guy.
Right.
I'm that guy.
And all these rappers that you looked up to growing up want to talk to you.
Want to talk, want to work.
Come to the stew. Let's do a song. Let me get you on this hook.
It ain't that. It ain't that. I want to be with them too.
Yeah,
It's like, you know, niggas. Yeah, I was a kid. These, what? Jesus.
Right.
Boy, I finna do. And what's so crazy is, like, on my nigga record, like, I didn't even know Jeezy was gonna get on that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, in the studio, I just do my part and I go. I do the hook. I do the verse and I'm gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
But did you figure out at any point that, like, oh, maybe I'm really good at doing hooks? Because I'm seeming to have pretty fucking good luck, and especially really good luck with really simple hooks.
Yeah.
Some type of way, my N-word, it is like the simplest phrases, but you're managing to say them in such a way that they become huge hits, which is like kind of a weird superpower to have in rap.
Yeah. Bro, that shit was so easy. And it was like my comfort. Like I say, at this time, I'm not even hungry as I was, but I love music so much. Like, this, like, even on them, like, the guy that I know, like, I'm like, boy, like, I'm in while we riding up there, they like got in the studio, want to get in. As we ride to the studio, I got my producer, Traumatone. He do a lot of Money Man stuff, Traumatone.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I had him sign him to my, you know, I'm just like, even like, I'm learning. Okay, so Traumatone, he sent me the beat. We on the way to the studio, patchwork again. Same spot we do to my nigga at.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but as we're going, I know I'm coming up with it in my head, the hook. So by the time we get, I got a hook, boom, I lead up, Gotti send it back, boom. So when they sent but we got to go back to my nigga, I apologize. We got to go back to my nigga. So after I do to my nigga and I leave, it's just me on it. You know what I mean? Because YG was saying his voice was messed up or something. So he didn't do his part that night. So when I leave, 2 weeks later, Fly called like, hey, you remember that my nigga record? They ready to push it. We need you to do a clean version. They want you to say
my hitter.
Nah, we tried some more stuff at first.
Oh, you tried some other stuff.
We tried a lot of stuff. But then YG was Fly was like, YG said, try my hitter. And I did that shit at my mama's house in my room. I'm still living with my mama when I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. How you feel about that version of the song? Like, when that comes on the radio, does it feel like a compromised version of the song because it's so censored?
Nah, only because it's like, it became part of like the culture now. You just hear people say my hitter.
Yeah, it is a pretty natural one. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, the song like was so big, man. I loved it. So if I had to do, if I felt like I was compromising even a little bit, I loved it just for what it did. You know what I mean?
Once you start to have that success, it becomes this really tricky balancing act because you have a million offers to go on tour and to do different shows. You could also just stay posted up in the studio. You could you have a lot of different options, and it's kind of like a lot of times if a rapper's career goes good or doesn't go good, they blame it on one of the things. Like a lot of times rappers would be like, I was too focused on the show money. I should have been in the studio more. Yeah. When you look at that time period, what were you most focused on? I
was more focused on, it was more like 50-50. Well, if I break it down to percentage, it was probably like 80% show money and 20% studio, because like I've always had a setup. I've always been recording myself. You know what I'm saying? So I would always find time to, because now I'm on the road from Thursday to Sunday. So I'm only home from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because I'm gone from Thursday to Sunday flying back in. But while I'm home, I'm still recording. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really all it was about.
Right. And were you focused, or were you partying your ass off? And I guess you could be doing both, but
I was partying my ass off.
Really?
And I was focused. At first I was focused, but when I started partying my ass off, I can hear it in the music. Like the music started slowing. The content wasn't to my approval. But I'm partying so hard, and I'm on the Molly so gone. I'm thinking this shit hard.
That was your biggest issue at that time?
Yeah, Molly. I was on that Molly like every day, bro.
You weren't a lean guy as much?
Yeah.
Lean and Molly.
But I still silk, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, like Molly had me gone, bro. I was like on Molly, like them Rich Gang days, like nigga, I was on Molly probably like 2 years straight, like every day. Like nigga, I'm taking Molly before I go brush my teeth.
Jeez.
You feel me?
And so that's no way to live.
No way to live, bro. But then that's when I started feeling like my music was like falling out. I was caught up, like I was lost in the South.
Right.
Cause when I'm doing the Molly right now, I'm up, like nigga, I'm up, like Flex, my biggest song. You know what I'm saying? By myself, double platinum, like nigga, I'm up.
And so, at what point does Birdman come around? And is it kind of tricky because he wants to sign you and you're already signed?
To be honest, it was more like it wasn't kind of tricky. Birdman, let me start that back. Birdman come around on my second mixtape. I Promise I Never Stop Going In, and that's when I meet Thug. We get the first song we do is Boy Get the Fuck Out My Face. I don't know how long before then Bird and Thug had already been communicating, but
you didn't know Thug outside of this.
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
But I was a fan of Thug,
right.
though, like because Thug had been rapping in Atlanta for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So everybody had knew Thug. You know what I mean?
He just kept getting better as the years went by.
But I had met Thug when I was working with Gucci, when he was signed with Gucci, because Thug would be over there at the studio. Migos, RP to Takeoff. All of them would be like Takeoff they would be on the couch. Thug over here, me and Gucci working. You know what I'm saying? Me and Thug was doing songs then. It's some songs you can Google. Thug, Gucci, and Quan. You know what I mean? So it was like, that's when I first met him. But now I'm signed. By then I wasn't signed. You know what I mean? So now I'm signed, and Get the Fuck Out My Face, the first song we do. And after we do that song, me and Thug build a relationship. We just working every day. And it went from working every day to Quan, but I want you to meet Bird. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how long Bird and Thug had already been communicating. So I meet Bird in Atlanta, and he was like, "Hey nephew, man, I want y'all need to stay in the studio." So we started recording at Dart. And Dart was Dallas Austin's old studio at the time. So Bird was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna rent." He rented the studio out for 3 months. So we up there just working. Thug got a room, I got a room. So we just, just working collectively. And he just like, "Nephew, we gotta put this shit out." You know what I'm saying? And he knew like, I had a situation with TIG. Thug was signed to Atlantic. It was like, it was never a group. You know what I'm saying? And at this time, like, I'm not even knowing, like, he put it out as a group, you know what I'm saying? As I get older, like shit, collectively, like shit, I know my paperwork's great. So long as this shit, I know my lawyer done got my back. So long as if it gets spent, I'm gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? So the music come out, and that was like some of the best time of my life, but I was geeked the fuck up. So a lot of that shit have blurred me.
It's a blur, right?
You feel me?
But does that, when you look back on that era, how long was the Rich Gang era? Where you guys were touring and really recording stuff? Because it wasn't that long. What was it, like a year? Maybe less.
A year, probably a year touring, but I would say a year, probably about 2.5 years from the work we did prior to when y'all heard Rich Gang. You see what I'm saying? So probably about 2.5 years, 3 years at the most.
And do you recall Lifestyles just being this like another just explosion? Because that was ridiculously
I
huge.
remember Lifestyle was the first day I met Birdman. The first day I met Birdman, man, I was doing a show in Miami, and my dad flew out to that show. And, Bird came. I had just fell out at the walkthrough. I just did the walkthrough video shoot, but I fell out. But the number I was getting, like, I got to go to this show. I busted my face, you know what I'm saying? I had to get stitches in my eye. So when I went, I got makeup on, you know what I'm saying? I had makeup on because I wasn't going to miss the money. Only time I wore makeup, by the way.
I could use some right now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Bird in the club. So after the club, like, hey, nephew, come to the studio. So Pop was like, yeah, we're going to go to the studio. We go to the studio. He pressed spacebar. He like, hey, nephew, I got this song. I think you'll sound good. And he pressed spacebar. Lifestyle.
Boolin' in the Bondo. Was that song?
What?
Or was that another song where he said Boolin' in the Bondo?
Oh, no.
I just remember Birdman said that on one of the songs.
Oh, no. Birdman, did he talk on Lifestyle?
I forget. No, probably not. I would remember if it was on that one. It was another song where he said Boolin' in the Bondo. I've just been thinking about him saying that ever since.
I think that's on the tape for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he hit spacebar, boom, spacebar, Lifestyle, come on. I go in there and knock my shit out, man. That motherfucker on the radio 4 days later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like a song that was so big that it felt like it didn't need any help. It was just going to be huge.
After the song, and that's when he came with like, man, y'all got to do a mixtape. We're going to do a Rich Gang, do like the new Rich Gang.
Right.
You feel me? That's what it was.
Right. And so would you say that during that time period, you and Thug were really like close friends, or was it just like a convenient musical relationship and Birdman was really the thing that was keeping y'all together?
No, that was my dog. That was my dog.
Right.
Definitely my dog. Birdman wasn't keeping me together. Shit, I met Bird through Thug.
Right.
I wouldn't have met Bird if it weren't for Thug. You know what I mean?
Right. And so when did that fall apart? And was it abrupt or sudden that you guys just stopped having anything to do with each other, or how did that unfold?
We all got our own side. The shit started falling apart. I feel like when we started going on, we started getting booked for shows and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like
together.
Yeah, we all started getting booked together, and ego played a big role in it. Certain people, include myself, certain people felt like they should go last, or certain people wanted more money, and one of those. I ain't gonna say too much, but it started falling apart around it.
Yeah, you've like kind of danced around giving like a full explanation of it in like a lot of different interviews where you just don't really seem like you want to put it out there like that. Like your commitment to being a real dude and all this kind of like forbids you from putting it out there, even though obviously the fans have been really clamoring for that information for all these years.
I say a little, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the best answer is no answer, like I always say, so I just say little, but just try to read between the lines, you know what I'm saying?
Right. What about that one show clip where you said something about like this dude looked like Young Thug, about the guy in the crowd?
I was drunk as fuck, man. I was drunk as fuck. And at that time, man, me and him weren't talking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we were doing a show, I think, in Rochester. And I think, man, Gotti came and unplugged. I'm about to do Lifestyle. We on the same show, but me and Thug, we don't see each other. And the nigga Gotti unplugged the goddamn my DJ shit. I'm like, man, what? I look back. He was like, yeah, man, Gotti. So we just get up out of there. We don't like saying like we ran, but we just got like, man, cause Thug was performing after me. You know what I mean? So, and that was, I saw him then, and that shit got squashed. Cause there ain't never been no real tension between me and him. It was more about the niggas around him making it, and the niggas around me making it more than what it was. Cause like, we would still see each other head nod, you know what I'm saying, keep it moving. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Really been no real tension, but egos played a big part in that shit.
Interesting. Okay. And so the rumors that people have tried to put out there about saying that Rich Homie Quan snitched on somebody or whatever, that it was some street thing, there's no truth to that? That's just people trying to figure out something?
Well, I ain't never even heard they said Rich Homie Quan snitched on nobody. That's crazy. That's my first time hearing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody tried to push that on me in recent memory, and I was just like, I don't know where you're getting this information.
Nah. I definitely ain't snitched on nobody, bro. Pull the paperwork.
Okay, so did you feel like at that point, though, when that happened, did you feel like some percentage of the fan base kind of turned on you? Because you've seen this happen throughout rap history where, like, if two rappers have problems with each other, some percentage of the fans are going to side with one person over the other. And
I would say they sided and the fact that they didn't decide. I'm gonna do it in order. They did decide, but at that time I'm going through the litigation with TIG, so I can't drop no music after the Rich Game.
Right.
Flex comes out in that time. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't drop no music for 2 years. So it's like, and Thug hot as fuck right after that. So it's like they had no choice but to roll that. I couldn't drop no music. So yeah, of course I felt some type of way.
Right.
But not toward him, more toward the people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because it's like the industry can be so fucking fickle, where it's like that's why when you hear people talk about wanting to be a rapper, there's like party that wants to kind of like warn them about what a tough job it is and how much you have no fucking control over your career in the sense that
and the shit's so political and
right.
It's like it's dangerous, bro. And like period, it's dangerous, bro.
Was that an element of it that? I mean, you're telling me all about your life story and stuff, and you are talking about doing, well, you didn't really talk about it on here, but I know you like went to prison or jail for robberies and shit like that. But was there an element of it where you kind of wanted to stay away from street shit to a certain extent, and that it was kind of starting to become a little bit more of that?
Yeah, that's always been me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to jail for burglaries, like not even just like robberies. So it's like
you haven't met, like I'm sure you have like a street pass or people you're affiliated, whatever. You don't have to go into detail, but
I'm from the hood.
But it's not like you never seemed like you really were emphasizing that. Whereas a lot of rappers now, that's kind of like their whole rap persona is I'm from here and I'm banging this and this. You know,
no, there ain't never been that. And like you just said, and a lot of shit, like you know. Shit was getting a little too street for me, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I feel about, you know what I mean? Shit was just, you know, I wasn't raised certain ways, bro, you know what I'm saying? I got a good pop, man, you know what I'm saying, he put me down on a lot of game, you know what I'm saying? Certain shit just like, that don't even go with my morals.
Right.
As a man.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
So how do you can't drop music, and you know you feel like some percentage of the fans are not fucking with you the same way they were. How does that feel that you're like basically muzzled? You can't really do any of the shit you want to do.
I got a dark cloud over my head. I'm seeing my peers take off, even from like not even just Thug, from Migos, and this all us like sitting on Gucci couch. And these my niggas, and all I can say nothing against them. I can't respond because I'm going through litigation and that shit. The cloud that shit had over my head fucked with my mental so hard. So even for me to get up out of that, bro, that shit was like, and it took me a minute to get out of it. Bro, I probably rolled, man. I'm still doing shows, though. Doing the litigation, I'm still doing shows, so I'm still getting money. I'm still getting booked. I just can't drop no music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a catalog, so I've been eating for the last 11 years, like, on the road, like, nigga, every week, every weekend. You know what I'm saying? But the cloud I had over my head, like, nigga, I ain't listen to no radio. Like, we on the show, and they know how much I am just about playing new music. Or, bro, I ain't get in the studio, bro, probably for 2 years. You know what I mean? And I ain't listen to no music, no type of radio, no sound in the car.
Wow. Because it was just depressing? Because if you go in and make music knowing you can't drop it, I mean, that's got to be a horrible feeling as an artist.
Yeah, I just like, bro, I was depressed like a motherfucker. Cause not even like, it was just so much going on. Like, I want to record, but my mind ain't even there. And that's how I'm big on, like, ain't no point in me trying to get in no studio. My mind ain't there, and I know my energy out. You feel me? I don't even want the fans to get that side of me. You feel me?
Right. Damn. So what are you kind of doing during that time period, though? Like, you just stay focused on touring and stuff, or what is it like? Because it feels like now you've sort of broken out of that to a certain extent. You're doing all these interviews that we didn't see you doing for many years. Yeah, like what kind of has to happen before you get confident to want to like reemerge to a certain extent?
We end up doing a settlement. You know what I'm saying? And I got my money, but even after I got the money, man, I still ain't getting in the studio. After I got the money, COVID hit. You know what I'm saying? COVID hit. We locked in the house. I ended up having a baby during COVID. And so now my kids are getting older. And I moved. I had got a new house because I always keep a studio like in the house. I keep a studio wherever we at. And when we moved, I didn't build no studio. I ain't built no studio yet. I ain't even unpacked the studio shit. I still left it at the other house. and him having a baby.
Right.
He was born on 1/11. So before he born, I go get the studio equipment. I set it back up. When I find out my girl was pregnant, I go get the studio equipment. You know what I mean? Because now I'm hearing questions of my oldest son, 14. Daddy, they say you used to be this, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing my middle boy, hey, Dad, you used to be like this, and then used to word just fucking me up. I'm finna have a new baby. And that was part of, like, the motivation, like, oh, no, Quan, we ain't going out like this.
Because I got a 2-year-old, and you know, you kind of constantly think, like, when she gets older, what the fuck is she gonna think of my life? Yeah. Because it's like how you view yourself is important, but how your kids view you is a huge part of, like, how you're capable of conceiving of yourself, right?
I'm their biggest hero.
That's crazy.
You feel me? So that played a big part of, like, hey, hold on, man. Let's get the studio. But first, let's set this shit back up. Because I had just bought a new house, like, during the pandemic. Like I said, I'm still getting money, man. I bought a new house during the pandemic. So I set the studio up, just, you know, a little setup right quick in one of the little bedrooms, you know what I'm saying? So I started recording there. And some of the songs I recorded on there, we finna get ready to drop on the, we finna get ready to drop them on the Reloaded, which is coming out on the 18th.
Right.
But I'm saying that to say, that motivated me, like, okay. And, like, cause I ain't rap, so now I feel I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I don't went through this litigation, my mind clearer. I'm all the way indie now.
Right.
I'm out of paperwork. I'm independent.
Yeah, and so how confident are you in being independent? Because I was listening to the new record, and I actually think it's fire. And that song with NoCap is incredible.
Thank you, bro.
That's definitely on the playlist.
What about you? What about your shout out to Crazy?
I like that too.
Listen, that was
I don't get mentioned in many rap songs, so that was nice.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it was like, you know, I love it. I love it. You know, but like the space, I feel like the confidence, not in the space I'm in right now, man, the energy I got, I think it's better than before because, like, I'm 10 years in now and I've seen so much, man. So, like, I want my message to be a little bit different now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my kids are getting older. I know they're able to Google me, YouTube. They're going to watch this interview.
You say some ignorant ass shit in a song, you might be sitting down with your kid on the couch having to explain why you said, I'll shoot this motherfucker or whatever you said.
So I care about what I say because I know they're listening, man. And with me being their hero, man, that, you know, man, I'm older now. Like I say, 10 years, I ain't 23 no more. I'm 33 now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, the message I give out, not even to my kids, the peers, the younger generation as well. You feel me? Like, come on.
It's dope to hear from somebody, though, who had their business together to whatever extent. I know you went through the litigation and everything, but, like, the fact that you've been financially comfortable through all this, because having kids will really make you just feel like, you know what? Being popular is whatever. Being the man in the rap game is one thing, but, like, having the bread to be able to really take care of your family is, like, priority one.
Come on.
You know?
Come on. So, yeah, I definitely care about that, man. You know what I mean? So that's why I got a new umph in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's the new hunger. Like, I can't find that old hunger I got, but this new hunger, you know what I mean, it's worth a little bit more.
Right. So how did that NoCap feature happen? And, yeah.
NoCap feature happened, man. I gotta shout out my management, man, because my manager Gucci, I guess Gucci had already had a relationship with him. So whenever I do a song, I just always like send it to them like right when I do it, just like for feedback. I like honest feedback, bro. How you feel about this? So like really like they did it and it surprised me because they know I'm a fan of NoCap. Like I love his wordplay.
Yes.
Like that nigga hard, man. You know
hard.
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So he ended up doing the play without me knowing. And I was on the FaceTime. Somebody FaceTimed him. Oh, Nico. I got a producer. Nico came over there. He on the Reloaded too. And Nico, I was telling Nico how much I was a fan of him. So Nico FaceTimed him. So I'm FaceTime like, hey, look, bro, let's get in. He was like, hey, man, bro, we've been listening to that Bigger Gene the whole time. So I'm on there like, I just did this shit last night. He was like, yeah, I'm sending the verb back to Gooch. Are y'all on that? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow.
like, it surprised me. Like, so they had made it happen. So I ain't even know he was getting on it. I was calling him to ask him to jump on some shit, not even knowing he already done it. He listening to Bigger Genius, which I just did the night before.
Right.
He was like, bro, I'm doing my verse tonight. And it was,
That must have been good.
he was on tour.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I went to one of the shows while he was on that tour, I think. It was pretty fucking amazing just seeing how tapped in his fan base was.
Yeah.
But so, okay, there's been a couple different times in recent memory where like younger hot rappers will like mention you as one of their favorite rappers from when they were a kid. I can't even remember who I'm talking about right now, but when that happens, is that important to you? Does it feel like a really significant thing, or to know that somebody like NoCap, who's on top of his game right now, is fully appreciative of what you brought to the game and what you're still doing?
Yeah, I really be appreciating that, man. I don't think I get it enough though. You feel me? Like, I don't know why they don't want to say Quan influenced the sound, but I feel like I'm part of that generation that changed the sound. That's what's going on now. You feel me?
It occurs to me when I'm talking to you that like I have this friend Caleb Quanbeck, and for years we would call him Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like anyone who has Quan in their name basically has probably had that nickname at least for a period of time.
For sure. For sure. I can't deny that.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I can't deny that, bro. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
But nah, I just lie. But like, nah, I don't get the flowers. I don't get the flowers, man.
Right. What was this thing with JID? He said that you tried to sign him.
Yeah. I don't like. I think that, like, I ain't gonna even say I think, man. That's cap. And I'm only saying that because, like, I don't know if somebody impersonated me, but I don't recall that.
Really?
Yeah, nah. Like me, I remember I saw him, like, you know, he talking about the music, but I don't, like, as far as me, I might have said it, but I said it was paperwork. I sent paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't sent no paperwork.
Really?
Yeah, that's cap. That's cap.
So you didn't even know who he was? So it's just like
I knew who he was. I saw him. Like, I remember like talking to him.
Okay.
Like before he was big, before he signed with J. Cole. You know what I mean?
So there's no chance this was like a Molly conversation?
But no, he said it was paperwork.
Okay, yeah, that's more involved. You would remember that.
Yeah, so it's like I might have said like, bro, I signed you, but as far as paperwork,
right,
that's cap. I ain't said no goddamn. He told me something. I sent the email. I think that's cap. And I fooled him hard, but like, yeah, that part cap. And when no paperwork sent.
Wow.
When no paperwork sent.
That's crazy.
Not for me. I know for a fact. Like, somebody, I don't know nobody impersonated, but nah, I've never sent no email trying to sign. Nah.
Do you have any artists right now? Because you have a label, Rich Homie Entertainment.
Yeah, I got artists. I definitely got artists. I got a production team, and
So how's that go, and what's that look like? You have like a studio that they're working out of, or are you just communicating with the artists, or what's it look like?
I got some Canadian artists, duo out of Canada. You know what I'm saying? They come down to the studio. They working theirs, but I end up meeting them. I did a tour, my first tour in Canada. And I met them. They end up paying to go on tour. But we vibe so hard. Like, them niggas like my brothers, man. You feel me? So ever since then, like, every year, like, nigga, them niggas fly to the A, like, be down there like 6 months, like, half a year, every year. So it's like, yeah, I signed them. Got a production team. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see you the right way, man, and make sure my niggas eat, man. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing but family around me. And it's more about them on this run, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm good, bro. I can start rapping today, bro. Like, and I'm good, like. But it's more about them, bro. And I'm from Atlanta, bro, and we don't give up and we don't stop on nothing. I don't like the way the comments was doing me. I don't like that, so I'm changing the narrative.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. I hate to see that. I hate to see that kind of negativity to people who seem like just good dudes who are doing their thing.
But I wasn't saying nothing, no. I was quiet. You feel me? So I can't blame them for that. But you see them comments changing, though. Oh, yeah. The motherfucker changed. Nigga know what's happening.
How you feel about Atlanta in general right now, and in particular, like all these RICOs coming down and all this shit?
Oh, man, I think that's a little crazy. Free all them guys who got RICOs, man. Free Thug, man. Free Lucci. Free Hood Rich, Pablo.
He doesn't get mentioned enough that he got a RICO too.
Yeah, man. So it's like free all them guys. But I feel like at the same time, if you speak about that stuff and that type of music, like, I'm gonna have them type of people at my shows. You feel me? I'm gonna have more students at my shows if I'm talking about that type of stuff. So, and I'm gonna start having other people listen. So I feel like us as rappers, we just gotta watch what we put out there and the way we put it out there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is interesting because somebody like Baby, it has been pointed out that Baby used to talk about a lot more street shit and like say stuff that seemed to allude to specific situations and stuff. And now he's like one of the biggest rappers in the world. And that just he doesn't seem to do that as much. And that doesn't seem like a good use of his platform. And he's trying to avoid that. But then you look at somebody like Lil Durk, who's gigantic and still 100% uses his platform to just take shots at his ops and laugh at him when people die and all this shit, you know?
Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? It worked for different folks, though. I'm just, you know what I mean? I just know for me and, you know what I mean, back to the RICO stuff, I feel like if you talk that stuff, man, live by that sword, you die by that sword. You know what I mean? Period.
Definitely.
That's all.
For sure. So, yeah, like you're in a good place in your life. Everything's good. Family's good.
For sure.
The music is good.
Great.
I'm hyped on the project.
Great.
I'm going to listen to it on the way home, too.
Great. And we finna reload the project on the 18th.
Yeah, because it's only like 7-8 songs, right?
7 songs, yeah. Okay. On the 18th, we reload.
You gonna put another 7, or how many more songs on the reloaded part?
Reloaded 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 more. 7 more on this one. I love it though. I love these 7. These 7 hard. You feel me? These 7 here. It's corn.
Yeah.
It's corn, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, an evolved sound. Like a similar sound to what's going on. Ain't changed the sound, but just different storytelling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because when you look at the game, there's a lot more people singing and doing melodies, and that's almost like the standard now. Like your influence is very much felt in the game, whether people acknowledge it as being that or not. Sure. But does that do you fuck with a lot of the current music that's out right now, or do you feel like some of it is kind of weak?
No, I fuck with it, man. I fuck with it. I fuck with what everybody else like, man. The shit I hear a lot, I like, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the Dirks. I love the Baby. I love Lil Baby. I like the Baby. You feel me? I love the Fredo Baines. I like the Young Boys. I like what everybody else fooling with. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So okay, what are you planning for the next year or so, the next 12 months? Like, what do you feel like you need to do to really take your shit to the next level?
Drop more music, stay in these people's face, and let them know, man, I'm all the way back. And less talking and more showing, so you're gonna see it.
Right.
You feel me? You're gonna see it, man. You know what I mean? I ain't went nowhere. I'm still popping it. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing it like, I'm doing it my way.
Right.
You feel me?
That's
ain't no manual to this shit.
Definitely.
For sure.
100%. So, all right, Rich Homie. I'm glad we finally got to sit down.
Oh, nah, man, I fuck with you, Adam, man. You know what I'm saying, man? You got a lot of YouTube haters.
Oh yeah.
But I fuck with you. You know, like YouTube blog haters. They be hating on you, but I fuck with you, big bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I shouted you out, bro.
I saw that. I was overjoyed.
Yeah, I shouted you out, so yeah, I fuck with you, bro.
My man, yeah. Good luck with everything. It's good to see you still winning, still making moves, and still like putting your personality out there. It's just connected with the next generation. Yeah. I immediately felt like another sense of responsibility as soon as you said that your 14-year-old was going to be watching this. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I came in hot, praising you and making it clear how much I respect everything that you put in over the years, just because, you know, that's just like a different level of importance of knowing that your kids might be looking at this to understand their dad a little bit better, you know?
Exactly. Because, you know, like, they ain't going to open up how they want, but then they'll be able to know, like, oh, damn, pause, you know, okay, pause. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
They be teaching you about social media? They got to teach you about TikTok and shit?
Yeah. They definitely be doing that. Yeah, Roro be teaching me about TikTok because I don't know how to work it, but he be knowing, all the videos I got on there, he done recorded to me, so I don't know how to work it at all.
Interesting.
Only because I feel like he on there, that's his stuff, and I'm an Instagram, I ain't that type of guy. He like TikTok.
Well, I'm
trying to adapt.
That's what we have kids for. so they could take care of us
that
when we're
reminds
old.
me, I'm getting old.
And they could teach us to use new social networks.
Yeah.
That's what we need them for.
It reminds me, I'm getting old.
Yeah. But the old is good.
For sure that.
Because we look at all our brothers out there who didn't make it to be old, and you gotta appreciate it.
You right, big bro.
Facts.
You right, big bro. Family and Moolah, Reloaded, November 18th. I'm on their ass. Adam.
On the ass.
I ain't give you no shout out in this one, but I'm gonna come back and give you another on top of the year. The one you got, that shit hard.
Let me get a verse on the next one.
A verse?
Yeah.
You be rapping?
Nah, but I'll do my Birdman thing. I'll just talk some shit.
That's all I can say. Yeah, pop some shit on my shit. Pop some shit on my shit.
That'd be great. I've never done that before.
Oh, that'd be hard. That'd be too hard. We
Let's
got to
go.
do that. You got to pop some shit on that shit.
Yeesh. Change the game. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Rich homie.
Baby.
Appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you, big bro.
For sure. Go turn my man up on all available streaming platforms.
Yes,
the new
everywhere.
shit, the old shit, everything.
Yes,
Check it
yes.
out.
Go scream me. Family and Moolah. Go scream Family and Moolah. That's what I want to focus on. Family and Moolah. It's out on all platforms. We got videos. We reloading it up on the 18th. Stay tuned. I'm back in y'all faces. I'm finna start doing a little modeling. I'm finna start doing a little movies. I'm finna write me a book. I'm finna even direct some shit. So I'm on my CEO shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Get into the bag in multiple ways.
For sure.
Let's go. Rich homie, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.